Top 10 timeless video games. Timeless video games! What does that even mean? Well, first word that comes to mind is nostalgia. Then maybe playability. And finally, repetition. For a game to be truly timeless, it must have been played until your carpal tunnel is crippling you. Daydreamed of getting that final question locked while staring out the class window at school, or even work. Felt that satisfaction from completing a game, or reaching a point where you are the grandmaster of the universe and no one is even close to matching your skills. Immersed yourself in where the game world has taken you, lived it, in other words, and most importantly, you would happily start over right now in the same game and feel all those same feelings again and again. We believe this is what the world of video games is all about. So with that in mind, let's clear a few things up. In this video, we have compiled our version of the top 10 video games we have played throughout our lives. Which we'll say this off the bat, it's a hard choice. Too hard in fact, so we haven't made this video at all. Goodbye! Okay, we've reluctantly made a top 10 list, which will follow shortly. But this has taken some debate, and we have decided there's a few rules to clear up first. Number one, we are oldish. Yes, we are in our 40s. So when picking these, you can imagine we've forgotten more games than we can remember. But we will be referring to a number of old school consoles and games in the video. Number two, this will be from any gaming platform. Console, handheld, PC and mobile. But if one of these categories is not used in the video, don't take offence. Number three, don't take offence. These are our personal choices, what we have cherished memories of. All we would say is, try them yourselves if you haven't. And if you enjoy the game as much as we did, or still do, then that's a win. But saying that, comments are there for a reason. Share your own top list. It may inspire us or other viewers to try your favourite game. It's a win-win. Number four, we have restricted ourselves to one game from any franchise across all platforms. Which means this list won't be all the Final Fantasy games, for example. That's if we've even included one. We would say pick the Final Fantasy 7, etc, etc. Spoiler alert, I've never played any Final Fantasy games from the franchise, so don't hate me. Number 5, we have picked 10. But this list could well be 20, 30, 40, etc, etc. We like a hard as fuck challenge, and it's practically impossible and potentially edgy, so we decided on 10. So, without further delaying tactics, and with some degree of panic, here is our list of top 10 timeless video games. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. So let's do this! Number 10, Total War Rome. This game was released on PC back in 2004 and is actually the third title in the series, following on from Shogun and Medieval. Set in Roman times, shockingly, this real-time tactical battle / turn-based game had you using all your strategic know-how to conquer the ancient world. Centered around Europe, North Africa and Near East, there is a huge amount of factions you could choose from the Roman Republic factions to the Britons with their chariots, with the overall game completion objective to control Rome itself, or at least 50 settlements. Or you could carry on and conquer all the known world. The battle setup, from deploying your army using real-life tactics, get them in the flanks. This game had a bit of everything. You could even opt for a diplomatic victory, condition which really even did that. Boring. Crushing your enemies on the battlefield, sacking the settlements, dealing with the rebel scum. You could literally blink, and before you know it, you were 6 hours in and still hadn't finished upgrading your settlements. This game I revisit and binge play from time to time just because it's so good. Number 9, Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is a cinematic adventure game like no other with a storyline to match. This game is all about cunning and stealth. You have to channel your inner Cobra to navigate the chain-smoking, old-school lone wolf Solid Snake to his end goal, destroying that two-legged machine from RoboCop known as Metal Gear. Easily one of the best storylines, cinematics, soundtrack, sound effects and voice acting ever. A true masterpiece, and this is why it's made our list. And in the words of the game's legendary protagonist, choose your own legacy. And maybe let us know your top 10 games in the comments. Number 8, 7 Days to Die. Hard to believe, isn't it? Or at least I find it hard to believe that this game was first released in alpha back in 2013 and full release of the game, as in 1.0, was only in 2024. I have personally played this game since 2016 and man, I heard there was a game where zombies are the main threat, survival was the objective, and being immersive was the byword. 7 Days to Die is the game. If there was a sentence to explain the gameplay, it would be Minecraft for adults, I suppose. As a sandbox type, you can pretty much destroy, harvest, or build whatever you want in the game, but with real world structural stability written into the code. So you can't just float a base at the sky limit and wait out the 7-day horde. Which brings me to the name and the extra gameplay you have to work against. Every 7 days there will be a horde, and the zombies are out to get you. Therefore, you have to be smart, resourceful, aware of time, including time of day, as at night the zombies run. To this very day, I have over 1,300 hours of gameplay, and it's the main feature of our series on the channel. And I don't think I will ever not play this game and get lost for hours. Killing zombies or just mining for resources has a bit of everything. If I was to criticise the game in any department, it would be the story arc. There isn't one. You can do trader jobs and unlock more trader jobs and harder jobs, but there is no in-game story narrative. However, there are many mods out there such as Darkness Falls, which have smartly added in a story arc and very much enhanced the in-game experience. I would definitely recommend you try them. And the only other criticism that I'd have is a mechanics one. Playing on PC will be very demanding for a budget computer. You do need to overcompensate with your processor and RAM, and anything below 16 gig of RAM will impact your gameplay, especially during horde nights. This could and should be fixed with optimization, which is very much overdue. That was my well-deserved ape spot. Number 7, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Going back in time to the early 90s now, and to the SNES for this game. Legend of Zelda was the first time I played a linear storyline action-adventure game, which I felt you were on a nightly quest, where the puzzles and gameplay progression moved along at an excellent pace, and also the game felt like 2 games in one. As you navigate the light world, and bang, you were transported to the dark world, a mirror image of the light world, but darker. Released in 1991, this installment of the franchise had you embarking on a quest as the plucky Link again to deal with the main antagonist, Ganon, again, and fight your way through the many dungeons to face off in a final showdown to save Hyrule and the Princess Zelda. On a funny side note, these games are called Zelda, Legend of Zelda, they're all Zelda, but you never play as her, you always play as Link. Anyway, I love this game, and I've played it from start to finish many times over the years, and every now and again, even as I am narrating this, I get the urge to revisit the game. I start afresh and try to remember where all the heart pieces are, the order of the dungeons, and get that sweet satisfaction of picking up the Master Sword and many other weapons and armor pieces along the way to help you on your quest. If you are too young to remember this game, or haven't played it in a long while, do it, try it, you'll not be disappointed at all. I have picked this game in the franchise purely for my own nostalgia. Admittedly, Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild are the GOAT in the series. They're arguably the best of the lot, but this pick is from the heart, and hence A Link to the Past enters with a swish of the Master Sword at number 7. Number 6, Resident Evil. The iconic Resident Evil. Released in 1996. Horror, zombies, guns and puzzles. Who knew the post-apocalyptic world could be more alluring and puzzling all at the same time? Hours of gaming entertainment and gratification if you manage to complete it. Maybe with the help of a gaming magazine or some tips from a TV show like Games Master, yes. Back then, sometimes relied on good old-fashioned ink and paper for hints and tips. But don't forget your ink ribbon and typewriting skills, so you can save your progress every chance you get. You will see the tunnel of light more than you would like. The iconic death screen awaits you. The cutscenes were a masterpiece and brought the game to another level. Meeting a hunter for the first time after a heart-stopping cutscene is one of my standout childhood gaming memories. This is the first time that a game had you switching all the lights on in your bedroom and checking it all wasn't real. It was so immersive, and our scary number 6 pick on this list. Number 5, Command & Conquer Red Alert. When I was a lad, way back in the 80s, yes, the 80s, I used to spend my pocket money on army men and micro machines, especially tanks and APCs. Never did I ponder the question, what if I could build my own base and tanks and army men on a computer game and send them out to destroy another base? Then fast forward to 1995. and the release of Command & Conquer on the PC. Now, I didn't own a PC back then, but I had a friend who did, and he had this game, and we became best friends, and I was round at his house every night after school. Then I got my own PC, and bang! Command & Conquer Red Alert was released. Set in an alternative World War II where a certain German didn't come into power, this RTS masterpiece sets the scene of Allies versus Soviets, which you can play as either side, and the objective is to command and conquer the world. Gameplay was such that you start out with a basic unit for the first levels, and you progress and conquer all of Europe as the Soviets or push them back as the Allies. The levels get harder and harder. Use your resources wisely though, as you mass your tank armies supported by infantry, even air support, and impressively, battleships and destroyers. You systematically destroy the enemy until you get the glorious Allied victory screen. The in-game music, the cutscenes, the missions with Tanya as an insurgent commando. This game had everything spot on. I couldn't really pick between Red Alert and the original game, other than this is the one I first bought with my own money that I saved up, that wasn't Plastic Army Man. This game is an absolute classic and always will be, rolling its way to number 5 on the list. Number 4, Super Mario Kart. On your marks, get set, go! This is the original. I have a bunch of friends coming round for tea, even a meal for anyone who's not up in the north of England. What game can we play against each other for a few hours that isn't limited to 2 players? Super Mario Kart, that's what. Released on the SNES in 1992. This is a pure and simply racing game where you can pick your favourite character from the Mario world, mine was always Yoshi, and race against each other to obtain the ultimate goal, the Mushroom Cup! And then when you finish with the Flower Cup, and finally the Star Cup. Each race in the Grand Prix was a bit different, encompassing a different world from Mario, and levels of difficulty from 50cc to 100cc, and you could even unlock the Special Cup, which gives you extra levels of achievement. There are many games I could have picked from the Mario franchise, but I wanted to concentrate on games that promoted the earliest version of team play and competitiveness at the same time. Before the world of online gaming was even dreamt in the gamer's psyche, games like this were all you had, and still holds up today. I would guarantee if I was to dust down the SNES and invite friends round, and now we're in all in the 40s and have all the pressures of every day to throw at them, and sat down together and played this, we would all have a smile on our face and the banter would commence. Super Mario Kart 4th spot. 3. GoldenEye. The name's GoldenEye. Let the Nintendo nostalgia be served in the N64 rumble not stirred. GoldenEye, released in 1997, is a genre-defining game in FPS. It brought the movies to your fingertips, whether you enjoyed playing as good old 007 hunting down Boromir, or Karate Kid chopping legs as Oddjob in multiplayer. Before us older, or dare I say, wiser gamers had the internet, this is the way that gaming multiplayer was done with guns. Picture sitting with an old flowery carpet in the 80s, crowded around the TV that weighed like a metric ton, on the floor with your mates, taking turns to complete missions or battle out with old school, no internet multiplayer. But beware, there was still gamer range, mind you. It's not a modern concept at all, especially when you shoot your mates to a pub or one-shot them multiple times in a row with a golden gun. They quit, say they're never going to play with you again, then join again as they won't take the defeat on the chin. Number 3 for 007. It is, but could easily have taken top spot. This game was that good. Number 2, Minecraft. Right, where do I start with this one? Released in 2011, Minecraft brought your childhood Lego skills back to life in a game. Running wild in the world where your imagination is the only limit. Choose to play survival, battling zombies, or adventure to the end and beat the Ender Dragon, or build a world of your own creativity. What will you build? Do you have an advanced engineering degree? Maybe Redstone is for you. You can make anything from a moving flying bomber, to a door that opens with an elaborate way, to an actual working computer. Yes, some brainy so-and-sos have done this in Minecraft. As the name says, it's about mining your resources and crafting. And boy, you can craft truly amazing things if building is your thing. You only have to put the words Minecraft and epic builds into YouTube search bar, and you'll come across thousands and thousands of truly inspiring builds people have done. Personal favourite I come across is a team of people who are realising the full world of Middle Earth in Minecraft. The sheer scale is just a wow moment. For a list of games that concentrates on nostalgia, this is one that ticks all the right boxes. Okay, it's only been released in living memory, and it's definitely the most recent on the list so far. But ever to predict the future, I can comfortably say and acknowledge that Minecraft will be a game that oozes timelessness. This will be around and played when our grandchildren have grandchildren. This leaves only one game left. But before we get into there, let's have a few honourable mentions. Mortal Kombat. Who remembers the film from the 90s with the awful soundtrack? I do. Ready, fight! And fight you shall. This is the classic beat 'em up. Championship Manager. A football game. Yes, a football game. I love football myself, and I have posed the question, could I manage a team? Well, this enables you to do just that and guide your favourite team to glory. Hours and hours and hours of just setting up your tactics, picking your first 11, assigning practice sessions, buying and selling players, and that's all before you even play the game football. Clash of Clans, a mobile game. We definitely wanted to add one of these to the list, and it deserves an honourable mention as they are often overlooked in the gaming world. But this by Supercell is smartly made, doesn't push your face in it to buy this and buy that, and the gameplay is great. It's been on my phone for years and I still drop in now and then to smash up or beat up a base or two. And finally, number 1, Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike was released in 1999 and is still just as popular, if not more popular, 25 years later. This game has been played across generations. It was originally created as a mod for Half-Life. For me, it is one of the first games I played online. I would say the realistic graphics and gameplay made it stand out. You can become a heroic member of the Special Forces or a tyrannical terrorist planting bombs. Playing your favourite maps such as Dust 2 or Inferno over and over again into the wee hours of the morning. Just make sure you bring your Michael Jordan skills along for the ride, or you could flash banging yourself to defeat. Being part of a clan with your mates to hone your tactics before big round matches is the icing on the cake of this masterfully crafted game. For longevity, for nostalgia, for gameplay, and for being timeless, this game still is #1 spot from all others. We hope you enjoyed the breakdown of our top 10 most nostalgic games. Do you agree with our picks? What would you include? Hit us in the comments and subscribe to the channel. I'll end this by saying maybe we need to do a top 100 next, as we left so many games out. But as for this video, it's ciao for now.